Falk takes a snap back, blitzes on for the Bruins, picked up well, deep ball thrown, Craycraft, an incredible one-handed grab. The left-handed fingertip snag, I mean he got his fingernail dug into the pigskin to catch it. It's been 13 years since the Cougs were 3-0 in Pac-12 play. Since 2003 to now 2016, and Washington State is off to a 3-0 start with the win over UCLA just last night. Guess another big-time game against a Pac-12 team. This was regarded as the murderer's row of the Pac-12 schedule. The only two teams to win the Pac-12 title. Last year's Rose Bowl team, that being Oregon, and Stanford won the Rose Bowl last year. Cougs knocked them off in big-time margins and get the best of UCLA, 27-21 just last night.
Yeah, and in my opinion, it was one of the bigger tests for Washington State this season. Boise State was a pretty good team in their defense. Everybody's asking, okay, Stanford, are they really as good as they've been in the past? Is Oregon really as good as they've been in the past week on defense? And what we've done offensively to both teams, just a complete dominant fashion. But in my mind, how our defense has played over the last 3-4 weeks, only allowing 22 points per game when you take out those 3 touchdowns, 2 on the offense, 1 on special teams, of what they're personally allowing defensively, and seeing what they're able to do, stopping the run, only allowing 43 yards rushing last night, 4 turnovers, 2 key turnovers in the last 2 drives of the game to really seal the deal and win the game for Washington State. And then you look at offensively, a lot of man. Really good guys up front defensively. Didn't play the game that they normally have played in the past. 6 for 17 on third downs, which was one of their strong suits coming into this game.
It was a big number in the game, wasn't it? 6 of 17 third down, but an incredibly high percentage on fourth down.
Yes, exactly. 4 or 5 on fourth down. So when they needed to make some plays, they did. And that's the one thing you see in this development of this team. Wins are hard to come by in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Wins are very hard to come by in the Pac-12. And as much as we all want to be out there and win by 30 every single week and say how good, it's going to come down to some games like this. And I think Washington State dominated the entire game. And then when they needed to make some plays, and UCLA, credit to UCLA and their quarterback. First start, he came in and played a pretty good, nice game. But I think when they needed to make some plays, they made them. And at the end of the day, got a big W.
Defense set the tone early. Second play of the game was actually a forced fumble that was overturned by video review, but that really set the tone. It was from the second play from scrimmage, ball came squirting out, 1.7 yards per carry allowed by Washington State's defense for this UCLA run game.
And one of the things that I want to show you is the reason why. And we've talked about him throughout the entire season so far. He's made a huge impact on our defense, not just starting last year and coming over to this year, but Shalom Luwani. And I'm gonna circle him right here and pause it. So Shalom is now playing this nickel position. So before we used to see him back here in the safety spot.
Right.
Now we've bumped him up here, and he's playing this nickel position, which gives our defense so much more versatility, and it gives a different aspect for offenses to prepare for. And the reason being this, he is so quick when he triggers and he sees that run. So watch him again right here. As soon as you recognize that run, he's downhill and he's in a backfield. He's 7 yards in the backfield, making a tackle for loss. 5 tackles for loss on the day. This team had no idea, UCLA had no idea how to run the football. 43 yards total rushing the entire day. One of the stats actually coming into the game for a third of their rushes was either a tackle for loss or was a no gain.
Wow.
And it was even the same, I think it was 50% of their runs the other night were the same thing. So again, Shalom Luwani, you see him coming off the edge here. I'll slow it down for you. Shalom peeling off that edge. Peyton Pallor filling that gap, coming to follow up. You see a lot of crimson jerseys around that ball, a lot of anthracite hats around the football, and Shalom just letting them know, hey, you're not going to be able to run the ball on us today. Derek Moore is a freshman playing this outside linebacker, or defensive lineman position. As you see him right here, pausing it, he's in the top side. And what you're going to see him do is penetrate the line of scrimmage. So he gets upfield so fast and so far that the pulling offensive lineman from UCLA can't get to him. That guard misses him, Big hit in the backfield, tackle for loss. We get a better angle here on the end zone copy.
And Moore really won this spot, right? Moore wasn't a guy that we talked about before we got to Lewiston. He's just played so well as a freshman. They couldn't keep him off the field, and he shows why here.
Well, one of the things you're seeing, and I'm going to go through, is our defensive line has gotten really good depth. You have Moore sitting here. You have Nalutapa sitting right here. You have Barber sitting right there. And then you have McBroom on the outside. And now you still have Daniel Equale. You still have Hercules Mataafa. You still have all those guys that we're used to here.
Aguayo.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have some guys up front, and they've been playing really, really well. As you go through and you see this play, they're going to try to pull this guard out to kick him out right here. But because he squeezes down and gets vertical upfield, he goes and just blows by that. So usually what you're taught as that defensive end, if they come in here and they try to kick you out, you just collapse it down and you try to force everything outside to your spilling linebackers. But because he got upfield so quick and so fast, he said, you know what, I'm just going to go make a tackle in the backfield. I'm going to go make a tackle. They blocked down, and so because they blocked down, now I'm going to go down the field, make a tackle for loss. I mean, such a great play. The other thing I want you guys to pay attention to too, watch how these guys get off blocks. Boom, Peyton Pulor getting off the block. 2 guys are not able to block him, okay? So getting off a block. You see all these crimson bodies in here? There's nowhere to run the football. Guys are using their hands. They're very violent. They're using their hands, and they're getting off blocks. And the UCLA offensive lineman had a hard time blocking anybody up. One of the things that I want people to realize is this. It's a football game. The other guys, they play pretty hard too, and they practice hard too. And this defense was the best defense, in my mind, that our offense has faced so far this year. Mm-hmm. And you see it in the stats. We're 54% completing on third downs. Okay. Last night we were 6 for 17.
Yep.
Not where we normally been. Okay. Another third down right here early in the game. Offense going down to drive down the field, trying to convert here and get a first down or a touchdown. So the defense, the structure, what they end up showing is they only bring 3 guys. And we've seen a lot of this. This wasn't something they did all night long. They did a lot of man for the most part. But today on this play, on this third down, they dropped 8. Okay? So they go and drop 8. And now Luke Falk is going to look for this post from Tavares Martin Jr. on the outside. Well, the problem that Luke Falk does not see is he does not see this middle linebacker. So he sees these 2 safeties, and the safety gets wide outside here, wide out over here. Now he sees and notice that. So he says, okay, I'm going to have a middle of the field open. I'm going to have Tavares Martin going right inside. If I see him get underneath the safety, I'm going to put that ball there. He doesn't see a very, very soft middle linebacker dropping back into that coverage. So as you let the play develop here, he tries to force it in there, and you see the ultimate result, which is an interception, uncharacteristic of Luke. Only 4 interceptions coming into this game so far today. But one of these things right here, as you see, and you say, okay, so where is he supposed to go with the ball? What is he supposed to do?
Right.
So if he notices how soft he gets as he goes through his progressions, so he goes through his progression, he's not open here. You have a crosser coming down here, right? You have a crosser coming down with the inside mesh route. You have the running back going on the wheel. More than anything, what this defense is structured to do is to force you to throw this underneath. This is your one throw that you have. And they're going to say, we're going to give you everything underneath, and we're going to come up and make a tackle. On the flip side, one of the things that we've done very, very good when we got down to red zone so far this year is being able to run the ball.
Run blocking.
Run blocking has been huge. We have 16 touchdowns now on the season.
On the ground.
On the ground,
yeah.
Okay, rushing touchdowns. The last time that we had that, 2005, we had 20 on the season. We're probably going to surpass that.
Yeah.
So, knock on wood, because hopefully they keep things going. But we've gotten down here, and I want you to look at the structure. It's set for a run defense, okay? So they just have 4 guys out blocking receivers, okay, or matching up with receivers. Man here, man here, man here up top, and then man-to-man down here. 9 times out of 10, what do you see our offense do in the past when you see a defense like this? You throw the ball.
Sure.
We're going to go out there, throw the ball. But you know what? These big boys have been playing so well up front, and even though they're going to go and put 7 guys in that box right here, we're still going to go and run the ball, and we're going to have a successful play and get in the end zone. Gerard Wicks in the backfield, so strong at running his legs. So the thing that they're going to do, and I'm going to go to the end zone copy to show you a little bit better. And you're sitting there going, okay, we have 5 guys and they have 7. How can we score? Okay, so it's zone blocking. All right. So number one thing is the zone blocking. Everybody's going to take a step together. These 5 guys play so well together. That's the big thing about being an offensive line. You have to play well together. So they're all going to zone block to the right-hand side, okay? So this guy, the safety, is a little bit deep. He's going to get caught in the wash. His backside end is just not going to be accounted for. Luke's going to pretend to hold him on a zone read, so he has to respect the quarterback, and we're just going to not even worry about him plays running to the right-hand side. So as you run the play here, you'll see everybody step to the right, pick up their guys, so that safety tries to blitz. Center does a really nice job going up and taking that block here, zone block here, zone block here, zone block here, Cole on the outside. Again, Andre Dillard, really hard block, stepping down with that defensive lineman shooting that gap. But what he does is he washes it down, and Gerard Wicks pushes it to the right. There's that crease. Linebacker gets caught in the wash there, and he sneaks it through. So now we have a man-to-man structure out here. I'm going to circle Tavares Martin Jr. at the bottom of the screen, okay? Safety's in the middle of the field, so Luke now knows I have my one-on-one. I'm going to go and give this guy a chance. It's 3rd and 8. I got to get the ball down the field. I got to press it down the field. They're bringing a nice blitz on the inside. Great job from Gerard right here. Wicks picking that up, okay? But Luke giving his receiver a chance. You want to put that ball on the outside. Tavares Martin Jr. goes up and makes a great play over the number 3 corner.
Go forth, yeah, right over the top of his head.
And letting him know about it as well, too. And I love that because you have to have that fire and you have to have this type of desire. And you know, going back to my day watching him play, that's what you call getting mossed right there. You know, going up over him and being able to make a big play over the corner and over the receiver or the defensive back. So seeing the end zone copy here again, they bring a blitz off the outside. Luke sees it. He says, okay, hold on. I'm going to go and check it and make sure you guys are all on the same page. All right, let's pick everybody up. We have a hat for a hat. You're going to come across. You're going to block over here. So I know everybody's picked up. Okay, good job, good protection. Put that ball outside. Give your receiver a chance to go make a play. This is what you call high pointing the ball. So when you go up over the receiver, high pointing the ball, he is so athletic and able to do that. Nice catch. And a huge, huge point in this game. Because at this juncture right here, it's 10-7.
Yeah.
It's the 3rd quarter. They had just scored.
This was that scary part of the game where
Yes.
UCLA scored that 22-yard touchdown. Cougs dominated. We're up 10-zip, and then boom, touchdown, 3-point game.
Exactly. And so now to be able to go out there and say, look, 3rd and 7, we need to go make a big play.
Yeah.
Tavares Martin Jr. makes a big play. We ultimately end up going and rushing for a touchdown.
Flashing forward, tight once again, a 6-point ball game
Yes.
here, coming down. No timeouts here for the Bruins, so you kind of knew they were going to have to be anxious, desperate, go for it, and the Cougs made sure there was no chance.
Oh, no, and the thing was, this goes back on the ball's on the 2-yard line.
Right.
Great punt. Offensively, go out there, run the clock down.
Great punt.
Great punt to the sideline.
Kyle
Coffin
Sweet.
corner.
Yeah.
Kyle Sweet did such a good job. Our punt coverage doing such a nice job out there. And now putting that ball on the 2-yard line. And defense, again, needing to make a play to stop them. And they do a really, really good job here. I'm going to point out a couple of things. So pass rush on the up front. Okay, Nnamdi Aguayo, one of the young guys we talked about. They're putting him, Coach Grinch puts him in a couple of different positions. You put him out there in that rush backer spot to help out with Logan Togwin now being out. So he's now having some versatility of playing either putting his hand down or standing up and playing that position. But watching him on his inside release here, he gets double teamed and he breaks right through. And he's the reason, people don't understand, the reason why teams are having a hard time throwing the ball down the field on us because our pass rush is so good. So good. And you see him break through right here and then go and put a hit on that quarterback so that quarterback can't follow through. And then Chuck White on the backside, Charleston White doing a nice job adjusting to the play, adjusting to the football, and a smart decision.
Yeah, just
He
get
knows,
down.
He knows the game's over.
Smart.
And the reason why he does that, fans are, oh, go score, go make a good play. If he goes and runs and they tackle him and he fumbles the ball, they can get the ball back and hold a set of downs and continue to drive down the field. So great job by Chuck White, making a play. Defense, 4 turnovers on the day.
So the Cougs get the win 27-21 over UCLA, try to stay undefeated in Pac-12 play, head to Tempe to take on Arizona State. We've switched out the helmets here in Mike Leach's office as we are taping this 3rd edition of Cougar Football Recap. And ASU's 5-2 overall, 2-2 in the league, just got whooped by Colorado, a Buffalo's team that's proven to be pretty good.
Yeah, they have been, and haven't watched too much film on them just yet, but they've definitely improved in their time there, and they have one one of the few teams that had a returning quarterback in Cepho Louisville.
Yeah.
And so I think that, again, that shows to be a true factor of all these teams that we're seeing in the Pac-12 with new guys stepping forward. It's hard to replace a quarterback and to break in some new guys. But Arizona State, speaking of quarterbacks, they broke in a new guy this year, Manny Wilkins. Very explosive quarterback, very explosive player, can throw, can run, a lot of rushing yards, a lot of rushing touchdowns. And that's one of the things that you'll see in their offense. Very, very explosive, very, very fast. And for whatever reason, Washington State and the Cougs have had a bugaboo down there in Tempe, and it's hard to go and beat them down there at A-State. But one thing that they're going to have to focus on is being able to stop that run. If they can stop the run like they have been in the past, the Cougar defense has been doing, I think it'll give them a good chance to win this ball game.
We had contributions from all sides of the ball, and a whole bunch of people who maybe didn't have the biggest job here. Their job figured in a significant way. That was a huge contribution to winning this game. Was a huge contribution to winning this game. And we did play harder than them, but we all know we can play harder than we did. Great win. Enjoy it. Congratulations. I'm proud of you.